So
being on my
back to your
phone
point.
correlates to cheating. That's fucking ridiculous.
A lot of things will be hard for you to comprehend. That's why you're in sex work, because you can't offer value in the marketplace.
What the fuck?
Fatality.
Yeah, no, if you had legitimate...
I think I have a lot more to offer than just being on OnlyFans.
If you had
like that I started 2 months ago. Like there's a lot more things I have to offer than
If
that.
you had
Love.
significant IQ and skill set, you'd be able to go into the marketplace and earn a good income such that you didn't have to do that. Being that the most valuable thing about you is something that you never earned. You didn't earn knowledge, you didn't earn skills. It's your breast that you're paid for and your butthole. So you market that to earn money.
Finish him.
If you weren't doing OnlyFans, how would you earn a 6-figure plus income?
Work at one of the I work at one of the best clubs in Las Vegas.
You seem like you're having trouble with English for a second. Tell us.
I'm perfectly fine with my English.
Go on.
I'm a little riled up. Yes.
I said that like 5 minutes ago and you denied.
Gentlemen, the Faustian bargain of the 304 has reached new heights in Simp City. In exchange for resources that will undoubtedly be lost to poor decision-making, most of these bras are willing to sell their dignity. For many of them, it's about the price of popcorn at a rundown theater. Women in the West will argue that their financial freedom has given them nothing but happiness. And yet, as soon as you walk by a group of clucking hens at a bar, the truth comes out for everyone to hear. Chad never texted me back. I guess he just wanted me for a night. I have $30,000 in credit card debt. Where are all the rich guys to help me? My dad cut me off. He's such an asshole. I'm only 36 years old. Well, we've got some more news for you ladies. Chad knew you were ready to go. The credit card debt is here to stay, and you've never been a little princess to anyone. You're a liability. Every day, you pull out your phone and see at least 1 or 2 clips with fully grown thoughts complaining about the market. When they finally lose that meal ticket, all hell breaks loose. For one reason or another, they just can't seem to comprehend what it means to work, let alone what it means to save. Exhibit B.
I'm honestly so upset. Living in America is freaking ridiculous right now. There are people choosing whether they want to have Christmas gifts or pay their rent, and that might not be different from any other year. 2 to 3 grand on average. You need to make 2 to 3 times that. $9,000 a month. How many people with regular bachelor degrees are even making that? No one. Not a lot of people. No one wants to live with roommates. That's not the answer. Everybody deserves a safe and clean space. There's no reason why so many people should be roommating, or you can't even buy yourself your own house. It's not, this is horrible.
So how much more is going to have to happen for all of us to decide collectively to just start striking? Like, what else is going to have to happen before we all get together and decide we're not taking it no more? Because I'm waiting for everybody to decide to quit their jobs. They can't punish all of us. They're going to have to do something. If we all just stop working, we all stop paying rent, they can't put everybody out. So when is enough enough? Tell me. Because I've been ready to quit. I've been ready to quit, okay? I'm ready whenever y'all are. The current state of the world, it can't be sustained like this for too much longer. It's not possible. The rioting, the striking, the hottest summer ever, the sea animals are revolting, the aliens, it's the series finale, guys. It's about to be done anyways. We might as well go out with a bang and quit paying all this rent and do some traveling, see some sights that we ain't never seen before. Honestly, I think it's time, guys. I think it's time.
He's fixing to go on strike starting September 1st.
Go back and watch that. But yeah, everything she said. September 1st, we are going on strike. We're tired of this high-ass rent, these high-ass groceries. For one day, everybody stop spending money. Don't go to work. Go visit your family. Get you some fresh air. Once we stop as one, that's when y'all gonna realize that we got the power.
It's obvious to everyone that money is tight, but feminists fail to see how this came to be. I remember growing up and watching the seeds of the 3rd and 4th wave being planted. Every outlet in the West was praising women for their spending habits. The anchor would come on saying like, the market is run by women. They make up 70 to 80% of all consumer purchasing. If it weren't for their participation, the free market would surely collapse. Then, when my balls dropped and I looked around with full clarity, I started noticing what these chicks were actually shopping for. Contrary to the image on the news of a loyal wife shopping for groceries, the reality was far different. They weren't pinching pennies for a loaf of bread because they were financially savvy. They were counting coins because they were too busy spending their husband's paychecks on $100 lipstick, $75 mascara, and whatever else they caked on to see if Chad or Tyrone would notice them. Ladies, here's a simple question. How does buying a makeup kit and an infomercial bird feeder lead to a sustainable ecosystem? I'd wait for the answer if I didn't already have one. It doesn't. Women fail to see that it matters what you spend your money on. Studies show that males are 91% more likely to invest in the stock market and legitimate assets. Why? Because we understand that keeping with the Joneses isn't sustainable. We understand that buying a purse on TikTok isn't going to save the economy. It just produces more garbage. And before we go any further with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Condor DCS, who shared, "Sorry ladies, babysitters don't want to pay for your baggage. These single moms have so much baggage with them, you do not want to date them." So man, don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always guys, I'll be picking one comment from each video. It could be the funniest, the most liked, or one that proved a point, so don't forget to leave a comment and you could be tomorrow's winner. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as the support means so much guys. So let's get right back into the video.
Embrace your masculinity.
You date a guy that don't have no money, but he treats you so good.
I'm not gonna date a guy just because he has money.
No, he has no money. Like everything's. No.
It's like dating a bum. Like I'm not gonna date a bum,
but he treats you well. And then again, he make ends meet.
Why do?
But if you see a guy, he's mentally like there.
Wait, he broke, but he making ends meet.
Like, yeah. He has a 9 to 5, but he barely make $1,000 a week. That's nothing.
$1,000 a week is a lot of money. That's $4,000 a month.
After taxes, is $800.
That's not broke.
That's not a broke nigga.
See, that's broke.
That's broke.
Okay.
That's not broke.
The denial Olympics continues. These women definitely don't earn a penny outside the 304 hustle, but they're quick to call $38,400 after taxes total poverty. If I had a nickel for every time Shamu went on a podcast expecting a 7-foot Chad making $200K a year to arrive on their doorstep for a lifelong commitment, I'd be in a private jet heading to Dubai. As for the waitress who is trying to claim that women are more successful at investing, not only is that just false, but she fails to ask where that money is coming from. A majority of successful female stock portfolios are won through divorce cases. Does that come as a shock to any Man Guide fan? I don't think so. Of course, if you were to call any of them out on it, the mob would be there to claim that sitting on their couch with your 9-year-old son before heading to the club deserves a payment exceeding the annual salary of a marine welder. Another modern possibility is that they managed to slither their way into power with a progressive message to make bank. But we know the truth behind that ruse as well. Women like Nancy Pelosi aren't making more than Warren Buffett because they have transcendent female intuition. They're succeeding because they can bull run Lockheed Martin every time a missile is launched at a third world country before anyone knows it's gonna happen. Then they can just call their lapdog simp an incredible investor and call it a day. Let's tackle a couple more misconceptions chicks have about the game.
So, can you define what a high-value man is in your eyes then?
One, a man who's not interested in multiple women. Two, what's funny about that? Okay, well, how old are y'all?
Continue on. No, keep going.
How old are y'all?
No, keep going. I don't want to interrupt you. Keep going.
How old are y'all?
No, keep going.
I have a question.
I am 30 years old.
Okay, and how old are you?
I don't understand what that has to do with the question.
Because, okay, so not only, I'm very I date older men.
Okay, so you think a high-value guy doesn't have multiple women. Okay, what else?
That's not what I said.
Are y'all on the same podcast as me?
No, you did. You said a guy that's not interested in multiple women.
Oh.
You say that.
Okay,
Stupid.
Not all high.
When women are like, why are you so shallow? You're always trying to chase the money and get the muscles and all this kind of stuff. And because a lot of women don't understand, when we don't, someone else does. Why do you go out and get the Lamborghini? Because the last guy I'm competing with. That's why. Men, we have to compete to create these scenarios so that you notice us. If we don't, then we become one of the 80% of men on Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge that are reported by women to be unattractive.
This kind of goes back into the whole blue pill Disney hallmark kind of upbringing that all of us have, that we're kind of brainwashed with. It tries to trick men into thinking that you don't have to compete. which is the most dangerous mentality you could have as a guy, is thinking you can just waltz through life and everything's going to be fine.
You're going to win because you're special.
What's highlighted here is just another factor Western women fail to plug into the equation. When these chicks file for divorce, you always hear the same thing. I felt like I was alone in the relationship. He verbally abused me when he saw trash in the living room. I was unfaithful because he was always working. Men, we are the absolute embodiment of work. If we're fully functional, it's the only thing that keeps us sane. There's a clear reason for this. We're wired for it. Even at the beginning of human development, we spent 12+ hours running after our food to the point of exhaustion so that we could bring it home to our starving communities. Without that purpose in our lives, we quickly became depressed, out of shape, and lose the will to live. Ergo, we are the only ones who understand money and the general concept of acquisition. It's because of our struggle that women had the liberty to play house, but we know how this story ends. Western women were comfortable enough to be left with their thoughts. Then they started drinking all day and popping pills, whining about how their own children deprive them of a pleasurable life. Fast forward 50 years, and someone with pink and purple hair walks into the neighborhood book club, preaching about how being a housewife is a broken trend. Blind and impressionable, they decided they needed to enter the workforce. The problem? They approached problems like they always do. Ask for the benefits, ignore the evidence.
You're right about that one, but I just feel like
if they both doing the same job, they deserve the same pay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but at the same time, you know, then why would someone want to star in their movie?
I mean,
what would be the benefit of having a celebrity in your movie if they weren't gonna, you know, bring more people to the theater?
I mean,
right. That makes sense, but
I mean, they're both doing the same job, but don't they have different value to the project?
Yeah, but I feel like
you're right.
So shouldn't their pay, reflect the value that they're bringing to the movie?
Yeah. I agree with that. I feel like it depends on what part you play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't that completely disprove the gender pay gap right there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for the Western woman, laughter is deflection. There's no epiphany, no course correction, no self-awareness. These two women will walk off back to the cult for reconditioning very soon. Without diving too deep into the falseness of the gender pay gap, as you all know what's wrong with that, let's just focus on the female perception of value. From a young age, the idea behind value is much different for men and women. Put simply, boys are lectured on how value is earned, while girls are told value is deserved. When a male student squirms in his chair in class, he's told to shut up and stop disturbing the class. He faces discipline for having a hard time controlling his natural rise in energy. When a girl does the same thing, the teacher, who these days is most likely a woman, walks over her and whispers into her ear to see if she's okay. Whether it be Hollywood or a standard desk job, adult life proves to follow the same rubric. What was once men need to work and women need to listen is now men need to work twice as hard as ever before, and women should hop on LonelyFans so they get Starbucks every day. We know what happens when a kid has it too easy in life. They don't struggle. They lose a sense of purpose, and eventually they become a societal burden. For some reason, Western civilization thought this rule just shouldn't apply to women. Well, now we know what this line of thinking leads to.
Why the hell I take my stepdaughter to see Little Mermaid? I wake up, everybody hooping and hollering, "Hey, get down, don't do that. Who child is that? What you doing?" I wake up to this, I'm like, man, what the fuck? I look up. Why she up there climbing on the screen trying to swim with the fishes? And then we get back to the house, I tell her mama how her mama get mad at me talking about why I wasn't watching them. I'm telling her mom, like, you mad at me, but the whole time, I'm not realizing what's going on. I'm thinking it's part of the movie. And she talking about, how you think it's part of the movie? You know how it is when you waking up out your sleep and you be delirious? Like, that's what it was. Like, I'm thinking this was part of the movie, and I done woke up on the part of the movie where everything dramatic. Whole time, it's her up there climbing on these folks' screen. Man, that shit was crazy. And now me and her been arguing all day, and she act like she don't understand that. She done did some crazy shit when she wake up out her sleep.
Do you feel that you're happier right now than when you were broke, or not really? Sometimes. It's a sometime thing. Like, you know, it makes me happy. It makes me happy that I'm able to afford what I want. And it makes me happy that I get to treat my family. But I feel like the way that I have money kind of took away a lot of my happiness.
Looks like America's favorite grapist is shedding a tear. Women, this is what happens when you make your daughters drink the same Kool-Aid. They jump on the screen thinking they're mermaids and goddesses. Instead of bringing them back to earth, you just give them sparkly dress and a magic wand. Does it come as a surprise to anyone that they grow up delusional? Does it leave you shocked when they trade it in for lingerie later to avoid honorable professions? It's ridiculous. Let's skip back to addressing Cardi's sob story. There's so much to unpack here. Just like I stated in a previous Man Guide video, Cardi B is an absolute monster who was a serial thief and violated dozens of men with narcotics. Then she goes on TV and says she doesn't care and that they liked it probably. If any of those words came out of a guy, we'd be mounting his head on a pike, and rightfully so. That's what criminals deserve. And yet, here we find her speaking to a mindless simp, giving her a platform to produce crocodile tears. Yeah, Cardi, you're a real martyr. A stripper who became, well, a more expensive stripper, crying about making more money than the thousands of men literally risking their lives overseas, trying to push through the pain of shrapnel in their right leg.
Looking for a yellow bone, long hair star, thick in the hips, come get in my car.
Maybe a meteor is favorable at this point. Women joke about being quote-unquote born to spend and forced to work, not realizing they're the ones that established this new status quo. They're the ones who dyed their hair neon green and marched to be self-reliant. The problem is, they don't even know what this truly means, or what kind of sacrifice is required to achieve anything meaningful. The satire writes itself these days. We don't even need goofy cartoons to highlight the absurdity anymore. A couple more before we hit the road.
I think it's nice to not even see. I have this new thing where I do not look at my phone.
I definitely feel a lot better that I have Danny's dad's blessing, but I've worked really hard for a lot of years to build my company, build my assets, and I have to protect it. So now that it's getting closer to the finish line of us actually making a decision to get married, there's a couple things that we need to discuss before we can move forward. All right, babe, there's something else that we have to talk about.
What?
You know you're gonna have to sign a prenup, right?
Where's that coming from?
It's something that has to be discussed.
We're not even engaged, and he's thinking about a prenup. I am shocked. Why are you thinking about prenups right now?
It just makes it easier for me to get into the mindset of, hey, this is gonna happen.
So for you to be able to ease into the conversation of marriage, you want to make sure that a prenup is in place.
Yes.
Okay, do you understand that that's kind of...
But it would make me feel better. There's never a good time to talk about a prenup, so in my opinion, I thought it's better to just get it out now.
I think it's really weird that you're bringing it up right now.
Okay, so did you want me to ask you the day before we actually tie the knot?
Are you already thinking about getting divorced before we even get engaged?
Babe, I'm not thinking about splitting.
Then why bring it up?
It's an awkward conversation to have, so I can definitely understand why she would be upset, but my income and her income have always been significantly different. So it's definitely a form of protection for not just me, but my business.
For you to bring that up, I kind of feel like you have a certain opinion about me. I'm wondering if you think that I'm actually with you for your money.
Babe, really? It works both ways. If I lose my ass, then you're protected. It's not gonna hurt you.
You didn't answer my question.
What was the question?
Do you think I'm a gold digger? It makes me feel like Don is coming from a place where he doesn't trust me. Do you feel some type of way about me?
No. I don't.
Like he's trying to protect something from me.
It makes me feel more comfortable. You can be on the same page.
That's not really the way I'm trying to start a marriage. It's just, I'm done talking about this. I just want to unpack in peace.
This simp is smelling the coffee, but he's foolish to assume that the Western system will defend him with a prenup. He uses these asides to talk about all the work he's put into his career and how proud he is of the fruits of his labor. Well, bud, there's something you gotta know. This woman is a Western woman. There's really no other explanation required. But for you, we'll elaborate. As I stated earlier, the man is the embodiment of work. Western women don't care to understand men. Because of this, they're incapable of understanding work. Because they don't understand work, they don't understand money. Because they don't understand money, they're going to take you to the bank and leave you when you fall flat on your ass. On the bright side, so many are waking up every day, avoiding the feminazi dream. Freedom never tasted so good. Ladies, once again, good luck digging yourself out of this mess. Good luck with the market crisis you made, as well as the debt you created. This time, you won't have our money to bail you out. The exodus is here, and there's no way you'll be able to stop it. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.